Guys, I liked this chapter very much. I mean, the world building in this chapter is amazing to me. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm happy to be back. My name is Orlando Mortel and this is Mortel Dynamics. So last time we read chapter 1 and 2 of The Hobbit. Let's go. Today we're gonna read chapter 3. First of all, thank you for those who have been commenting and explaining to me the story and some things about the author that I didn't know about him being a languages professor and creating the languages before he wrote the books. And yeah, another person commented about something I said about Bilbo and Gandalf being like bragging about something. So yeah, your comments have been very helpful. Thank you for those, and yeah, let's continue reading. Let's go. Guys, I'm only beginning at chapter 3, but it keeps being funny for me that they are using ponies to go on their adventure. I mean, ponies. It's just cartoonish to me because I'm imagining all these serious men and just serious dwarfs, and you know they're with all the flow in the world in ponies, bro.
Bruh.
Okay, guys, so I want to clarify something which I don't understand. If you guys, please help me in the comments if you know. Someone commented that the dwarfs were the ones that came to Gandalf and like asked him to be the front man, to say it some way, like the one who guided them. And that came to mind because it says in a sentence at the beginning of chapter 2, altogether, it was a very slow business following the track, even guided by Gandalf, who seemed to know his way about pretty well. So they talk about Gandalf like he's done this before and they want him to be, let's say, the tour guide, to put it some way, and for they to actually have his adventures as if Gandalf already had that adventure. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, just if you can clarify me in the comments if Gandalf is just a guide here or if he has another position or purpose in this trip. Oh, another thing, guys. So, out of curiosity, in the second chapter, the purse of one of the trolls like talked. It spoke. Is that how magic works in this world? Like inanimate things talk? I mean, the only world that of magic that I know of is Harry Potter. I mean, I'm not a big fiction guy. I'm just, let's say, introducing myself to let's say, fiction in some way with Lord of the Rings. The only fiction series that I have read before personally is Harry Potter. So, but in Harry Potter, not that many inanimate things talk, if any. But just let me know in the comments, is that part of the magic in this world that, you know, purses talk or rocks, let's say, because I'm reading that stones. I'm reading that stones are guiding Gandalf. So I don't know, maybe that's another cool thing about the world. I don't know. Bro, what the hell? I mean, Bilbo says, it smells like elves. I mean, first of all, what's the difference between a dwarf and an elf? Like, seriously, I mean, they're both small, like petite. No joke. The only perspective where I know elves exist is like in the Christmas tradition, and you know, elves help Santa Claus. But I mean, wait, forget about that. I mean, can someone help me? What's the difference between an elf and a dwarf? Okay, so trees talk too. The trees are singing some type of song right now. Okay. So, okay, definitely. Elves are different from dwarfs, and apparently they're funny. Bilbo likes them, but he rarely like meets elves in general. Yeah, and Gandalf knows them, at least it seems. And that's another thing, y'all. The text describes Gandalf as like very experienced and old, but he is described here like he like they got to the valley where they met the elves, and Gandalf just got off his horse like this quick. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing I was telling you guys in the second chapter. Gandalf is described like he's 100 years old, but in reality, like he jumps off horses like that. He talks in a way like I imagine him like talking the way he's described, and it's like me talking to a friend. You know what I mean? I don't see him like two very old people talking to each other. You know what I mean? Bro, it says they stayed in the elf's house or home or village, whatever, for 14 days. Bruh, 14 days? On an adventure they're supposed to like they want to go ahead with the like keep the pace going so they don't like take longer than they're supposed to, and they stayed for 2 weeks on with the elves just because they have like good food, they good conversations and whatever. I mean, I don't know, bro. It seems weird to me because I thought they were kind of in a hurry to, get on with wherever they're going to and not just stop. Or maybe this is just part of the adventure to meet new people. Like Bilbo didn't know the elves, so yeah, maybe this is part of it. Wait, guys. I'm confused. I thought men, dwarfs, and elves were like different species or just different types of life. But okay, so I'm gonna read you a sentence. So it says, the master of the house was an elf friend. One of those people whose fathers came into the strange stories before the beginning of history. The wars of the evil goblins and the elves and the first men in the north. In those days of our tale, there were still people who had both elves and heroes of the north for ancestors, and Elrond, the master of the house, was their chief. Bro, okay, so please help me understand this in the comments. So, people in this world can have elves and, let's say, regular human men as ancestors? So, I mean, I don't get it. I mean, aren't they different species? You cannot procreate with different species. Not that I know of. Okay, yo, guys, I don't know what to think of this. So, okay, first of all, elves and humans are related in some way. And then elves can be wizards too. So it's not just human. It says the chief of the elves. It says he was a noble and as fair in the face as an elf lord, and as strong as a warrior, and wise as a wizard. He's not a wizard. It's just he's as wise as a wizard. Okay, whatever. Ignore me. Yo, this world has goblins too. Again, sorry, I come from the Harry Potter world. That's the only fiction I think I've ever. Nah. But whatever. Goblins? Okay. I want to say some things here. So, first of all, it's very interesting how the author writes in some subtle ways to let us know that the world, whatever world this is, it's so big that there are some adventures in the history of this world that are not written here. For example, when they stayed for 14 days with the elves, like the author said, oh, the days were not as interesting, so I'm not gonna say what happened those days. So there are 14 days of the story that I don't know of. And then he describes Elrond, the master of the elves, and he says like, oh, he was as wise as a wizard, as strong as a warrior, and all this stuff, but oh, he did a lot of good things and a lot of great things, but I'm not gonna like describe him very much here because he's not as important to this story. It's like, this world is huge, bro. I mean, that's what I get from the author. He's telling me like, I just want you to know, this world is huge. A lot is happening, but you just need to know this. And I'm like, I mean, it's getting interesting chapter by chapter. You know that I finished the first chapter and I told you guys like, look, oh, I'm not that interested in what's going to happen next because blah blah blah. Like, now I'm interested. Okay, so the thing I was going to talk to you guys about, the goblins. So I'm confused. So there are so many like beings in this world. So you have hobbits, you have elves, you have dwarfs, and now you have goblins. What the hell's the difference between them? I mean, I can't imagine them like Harry Potter goblins. So, and I think elves, I think of petite beings like dwarfs. So you have dwarfs, elves, and goblins now? Shit. Oh, and the goblins are like species that make swords and hammers? Goblin wars? Bro, this world is huge. What the hell? You have wars. Goblin wars, so you have history. So, okay. At the point of history where The Hobbit is being written, you already have a huge history before, right? Okay, I'm very interested. Moon letters? What the hell? So, you have regular runes, like regular symbols, languages, whatever. And then you have moon letters that you cannot see them, said Elrond. Not when you look straight at them. They can only be seen when the moon shines behind them. Bro, that's so I'm starting to know. I'm starting to see how magic kind of works in this world. Guys, I like this chapter very much. I mean, the world building in this chapter was amazing to me. So I want to say a few things. First of all, moon letters are so interesting to me. You can only see moon letters through the moonlight with the moon shape exactly as how it was when it was first written. So if it's a full moon, you can only see the letters that are written by or through the light of a full moon. If it's crescent, you cannot see it. You cannot read it. Bro, that's so interesting. Okay, so here's the exact quote. And what is more, with the more cunning sort, it must be a moon of the same shape and season as the day when they were written. So, bro, moon letters are they're so interesting. And they were invented by dwarfs. So apparently these dwarves are dumb, bro. They don't know their own history, okay? And this Elrond character is explaining to them how these moon letters were created or invented by dwarves. Specifically, this Durin, D-U-R-I-N character. Apparently, he was the father of the fathers of the eldest race of dwarfs, the Longbeards, and my first ancestor. I'm his heir, said Thorin. So, bro, it's just so fascinating to me how, like, Gandalf says, is there any more writing? And then Elrond says, none to be seen by this moon. How are they gonna read this map? Even if they know the language, like, they have to wait like a whole month so they can read the whole map. And another thing, Gandalf is described as this very wise and knowledgeable character, right? But it seems weird to me that he doesn't know this language, but Elrond does. And Elrond is not even a dwarf, he's an elf, right? So I just thought like Gandalf knew every single stuff about this world, the languages and whatever, because he's the guide, right? He's supposed to know. I guess that's why he has this type of friends, very wise, like Elrond, but I thought he knew. Okay guys, so this is it for chapter 3. It was an amazing chapter for me. I liked it very much. The world building, bro, wars? The author let the reader know very clearly that this is a big world. This is a huge world with lots of history, and the characters are getting more and more complex as the story goes on. One thing I don't understand yet is the purpose of the adventure per se. You know what I mean? There is no history building as why the dwarfs or whoever it was wanted this adventure in the first place. You know what I mean? They have no destiny. They have no end point. There's no end game. It's not even a treasure they're looking for. They just went and, oh, we want an adventure, and they didn't even had a map. They had a map. I mean, guys, tell me if I didn't understand it, but I thought they didn't have a map. The map was like created when they were those 14 days with the elves. Okay, so they were just blindly going, following Gandalf, at least how I understand it. So it was a great chapter. I'm excited to like keep on reading the next chapters, because the world just seems very complex, and I'm starting to like it very much. So okay guys, so thank you very much for watching this video. If you haven't watched the first and the second chapter, go watch it please first. First one, second one. And guys, as I told you in the last video, if you haven't read these books and you're planning on reading them, don't watch these videos. It's just gonna spoil you. In any case, go read the first and second chapter, watch the videos, and come back to this one. Thank you for staying with me until this point. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you can help me make more of these videos, and like the video please, it helps a lot. So thank you guys, and see you on the next chapter. Bye.